with Lewis Carr, Trinity's seventh signing of the summer. Welcome to the club, Lewis.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here, excited for the season ahead. Yeah, it's great to be on board.
And you signed from one of Trinity's promotion challenges in previous seasons, Basford. What are you expecting coming to Gainsborough?
Just more, more progression at some stage in my kind of career when I just want to, one, be having fun with my football, and two, see progression in whatever it is I'm doing. So yeah, just I spoke obviously a lot with Tom just about the goals for the club, sort of the direction they're going, and I just feel that and he felt also that I can bring a lot to this club on and off the pitch. So yeah, I'm just excited to get involved and really push and see what we can achieve. So yeah, just excited about the opportunity overall.
Is it also good to have that tag of being a responsible, experienced player?
Yeah, I mean, I've had that tag, previously. I was captain, obviously, of Basford for many years, and I was captain at my previous club at that before that. So I've had that responsibility, a few times throughout my career. So hopefully, yeah, Gainsborough getting me more prepared than ever to kind of support some of the younger players, and keep that leadership role and support those around us so we can get success for sure.
I think with your signing, it pushes the average age of the side up to 24 and a half.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Okay, that makes me feel, I don't know how that makes me feel, but yeah, definitely I'm going to bring that average age up a bit, even though people often say I don't look quite as old as I am, but I can assure you I'm definitely 31, yeah.
Well, I did a bit of research and I was surprised when I saw that you were that age. I always thought you were a lot younger than that. I hadn't seen you previously, but
yeah, definitely. Hopefully they say that when they see me running as well, so that's all good.
Yeah. When you're feeling old, just think Bish is playing just in front of you and he's got 8-9 years on you. So
definitely, I like to have a few players in the team that have got a few years on me, keep feeling young for sure. But it's also to have them guys around as also not only they're just experience, but it just gives me motivation that okay, I'm not near the end of my career. If you look after yourself, you can definitely get games out of yourself way into your late 30s as well if you're looking after yourself. So that's also inspiring to me to make me not feel that old coming into the team, and really feel like I can almost be in my peak for Gainsborough, which is great.
And you've obviously faced Gainsborough a few times in the not too distant past. What do you really know about the club as a whole?
I can't say I lie and say I know loads and loads. I know that the club's got a great fan base, that they always, every time we came to Gainsborough, there'd always be fans and we'd always hear them. So that's always great. And, when you come out of the professional game, that's always something that you kind of miss, that atmosphere and the fans. So I do know that they've got a great fan base and there's a good history to the club. And they're always, always a competitive side. So they're the main things I sort of take from my experiences coming to Gainsborough, as well as the long away trip sometimes. But yeah, they're the main things I take, the fan base and sort of that it's always a tough place to come and get points for sure.
Have you done a bit of digging as well, talking to some other former players that you've shared a dressing room with?
Yeah, not too much. I don't do too much hearsay. I like to go and, go to the source and see it for myself. So, yeah, I've heard small things. Obviously, Don Romer at Basford, my last club, was obviously involved in Gainsborough a lot, and he's always spoke really positively of the club. So I've only ever heard good things, but I don't do too much digging. Sort of, I'm happy to go and meet people face to face and kind of work it out for myself, for sure.
Was it first impressions on Friday when you got to go down and see the venue, the training complex?
Yeah, no, great. I mean, this level for a club to have their own training ground, it's amazing. It's great to see. Love what I was seeing in terms of just the sessions, the preparation, and everything that's put into the sessions. So I've been up there twice now, and yeah, it looks good. Great facilities to train in, and like I said, excited to just get going.
Thanks. So just from that, we're going to go into 10 quickfire questions, just get to know you a little bit more. Supporters can find out a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah,
and
no problem.
Yeah, kicking off with a team that you support.
Okay, no problem. So I'm always going to represent Leicester, and now having gone into football from a very young age, I never became a hardcore supporter of any team. I always enjoyed the game and always loved the game, but I was from Leicester, and at the time Leicester weren't you know, top of the league or anything. So I always wanted them to do well, but they weren't nothing to kind of brag about at the time. But, you know, since then, I always wanted to do well. If I see him in any game, I'm always backing Leicester over anyone else. But I can't say I'm a hardcore fan, you know, in regards to Man United or any of the big boys. So, yeah, I'm going with Leicester. But I ain't got a season ticket, unfortunately. I've not had the time with my playing career to have the time to sort of go down and regularly see games and stuff like that. So
almost looks a bit glory hunterish.
yes.
Okay. What about the best ground that you've played at?
Well, if just having a run around. Oh no, let me have a think about this. No, let's go with played at. I would say off the top of my head, it's kind of hard to think. I've been to a few. I'd say, I think even probably be back to going into my FA Youth Cup days. So we went to Ipswich's ground. It's a not really nice ground. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. So
Portman
Ipswich,
Road.
yes. What was it?
Portman Road.
Portman Road, there you go. Yes, that was way back in my FA Youth Cup days. That was a great ground. Just recently, we went up in the FA. What cup was it? It must have been the FA Cup or something like that. It's Chesterfield's ground, their new ground up there. That's quite a nice ground as well. And obviously, there's a few fans in that one. It's a bit different from when you go to the FA Youth Cup games and sort of they're empty. So yeah, I think they're up there, sort of some of the nicest ground. Notts County's ground, obviously. Been there a few times, played there a few times. So it's a really nice ground, especially since I've had a few of the refurbishments done there. So yeah, they're my top few, I think, I'd say.
Definitely a few to pick from, and gives you that aspiration to sort of, you know, reach those heights again. The FA Cup third round ties, but good to see you. Brilliant. Definitely. Okay, have we got a biggest influence on your career?
I think footballing wise, growing up, I was always a fan of Thierry Henry. Not a striker, obviously, but I just thought he was the man growing up. And obviously you remember him in his heydays at Arsenal, he was the man, obviously. So I used to be a big fan of Thierry Henry. But other than that, I mean, I'm very into all kinds of sports. So I watch a lot of mixed martial arts. I watch a lot of motor racing. So I'm a fan of any of the greats, really, that can consistently put on that show. Lewis Hamilton's obviously killing it in F1 right now. Just that consistency to be at the top and just unwavering, consistency. I'm a big fan of. Even with, you know, people like Ronaldo, Messi, the ethic, the kind of consistency that they're able to put out for season on season. I think that's what attracts me to most players. I'm not attracted to sort of the flares or the great single moments. I really get drawn to those who are able to continually put out the same output of performances again and again. That's definitely what sort of attracts me to any player or athlete, I guess.
That's what you strive for in your own performances as well.
Definitely,
that level of consistency.
Definitely. And as I've got obviously older and came into centre back position, because way back in my early career, I wasn't a centre back. I was a striker back when I used to play for Leicester when I was 15, 16. So I went back, and then I realised that, you know, consistency sort of helped me to play for, you know, so long and so many teams that I've been at and be at the heart of a lot of them teams has been my consistency. I think that's almost the hardest thing to achieve. And I've been in the game for so long. I've seen lots of my friends come, go, you know, have 2-3 year deals, then they don't play anymore. Definitely I've kind of modeled myself on making sure that I'm always that dependable, sort of consistent figure, for sure.
And with the striking background, do you set yourself a goals target?
Oh, I used to, but I've not had the best last couple of seasons with goals. So I just went for let me go for clean sheets, and everyone judged me off that. But yeah, I'd like to. I definitely would like to. I do. It's obviously a great part of the game when you get to score and take that little moment. I'd like to. I think it will be something that I really, you know, look at and try and develop in my game this season to really chip in with a few extra goals, because it definitely was something I used to do all the time. But maybe a few seasons have made me split the switch on that. But we'll go for it again for sure. Brilliant.
Toughest opponent that you faced?
Oh, I've played some. I've played some. Let me think. Toughest opponent. I'm really struggling with this one, to be fair, because Yeah, no, I can't think of someone off the top of my head. And I know we talked about it before, and I don't have anyone ready. I don't know that I don't want to give anyone any props. Who could I go for? I tell you what, it's not necessarily a single opponent, but we played when I was back at Cambridge. We played some pre-season friendlies against Liverpool. So they brought an 11, a Liverpool 11, and this is probably the only time really that I've played against a proper representative, like a Premiership outfit, where they're bringing a good team down, and obviously not only any Premiership outfit, Liverpool as any, and they weren't. It was around the time when they just won the Champions League, so it's just sort of Alonso, Gerrard, and all that, and they didn't bring all their heavy hitters for sure. They brought a few of their fringe players, but yeah, that definitely, I remember that game in my memory clearly, because it definitely showed me the levels to the game when you kind of jump from knocking around the sort of conference level, League Two level, to them Premiership guys who weren't even in the Premiership, you know, the starting 11, but just the fringe players and the level and the speed they play at. So I'm sure them guys are in the Premiership now, having some career. I'm not sure on all their names, but I think I'd definitely say that Liverpool outfit that was brought down to the Abbey, Cambridge United's ground that time, was definitely one of the big eye-openers for me, and the levels to the game and the best players and how they operate and the speed in which they move at also.
Here it does give that sort of indication of the aspirations that you need to have that bar set. You know,
definitely.
I play not even semi-pro on a Sunday morning, and you know, when you go in goal for the warm-up at our level, and you know, some of the shots and stuff that you're having to face, it's like, might as well not even bother.
Yeah, for sure. It can get like that. It definitely can make you feel like that. I think we came off the game like, oh, wow, if that's where I'm aiming for, then, you know, do you even bother? But definitely, you got to go for it. You know, you got to try, and that's what we aspire to do and be great like that. So, yeah, just eye-opening. And like I said, I can't give anyone that specific credit because I've had different games against different players, and, you know, people are better on certain days. So, but yeah, that outfit, definitely that Liverpool outfit that we played against that night was hell of a team.
Okay. Bit of a switch up now. Looking at your favourite TV series, but we could possibly binge watch.
Binge watch. There's so many cliche ones, isn't there? My actual favourite TV series is not even a binge watch one, just as a general, just a easy to watch TV series, is The Big Bang Theory. I'm a big fan of Big Bang Theory. I find it funny for whatever reason. So The Big Bang Theory is a big one. But if we're going Netflix, and that route, then there's a few tough ones. What did we just watch recently? To be fair, I think I'm going to go with Breaking Bad. Was one of the best ones that I think I've seen. It was quite a while back now, but I always go back to it as my sort of benchmark of a good binge watch. Game of Thrones, I've got to throw that in there as well. When I was living out in America, I spent some serious time with Game of Thrones and got lost in that whole world. So I'll give Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones my kind of top two.
I can go along with Breaking Bad. Never actually got into Game of Thrones, but
it's worth it. Once you get into it, it's worth it for sure. But it does look a bit fun. And I'm not a big mythical Dungeons and Dragons and all that sort of guy, but that one made the exception. I did enjoy it a lot.
I'll take your word for it. Try and convince the good lady. Okay. Have you got a claim to fame?
Oh, claim to fame. I can't say that I have really. No. Other than a few appearances on a football pitch. No, I can't say I've got a claim to fame, or so sorry if that's a bit boring an answer, but no, I can't say I have got a claim to fame. No, been in some cool places, around some cool people, but I don't want to claim it as fame. So yeah.
Ever mistaken for anybody?
No, in my younger days, a lot of people used to give it the whole Will Smith shout. I had a bit bigger ears, and I think I hadn't ruined my ears yet quite then. So people used to in my younger days. No, so not ever really been hardcore mistaken for anyone. Apparently, there's a few of these. What they're called? I don't even know what they're called these days. So I don't know even what they're called. Social. They go on to like all them TV programs, the Love Islands, and all them. And apparently, there's a few people. I work in some. Yeah, so there's a few, I work in a few, I sometimes do visits to schools to speak with some year 11 students and things like that, year 11, 12 students, and they're always like, oh, you look like this person off Love Island or something like that, but I don't watch any of them shows, so I don't pay no attention to it, but yeah, so I get that if that's famous, but I don't know if we can class them as celebrities or anything else like that. Unfortunately, no, but I'm happy being unique and looking my way, not looking like someone else.
Is when people start going, oh, I want to be like Lewis Carr.
Sure.
All right. 3 items that you take with yourself on a desert island to stop your boredom.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. So I think I'm allowed to take my iPhone in terms of just music. So I'm allowed a wide range of music. I don't have to slim it down to an album. So I need a bit of music, definitely keep me occupied. I'm a big card player, love a bit of poker and cards. So I'll take a deck of cards just to, yeah, I guess if I'm by myself, I suppose it's no good, to be fair. But if there's anyone there, then I'll play with someone as well. So that's decent. I do that. And then I think recently with my kind of current side interests and stuff like that, I take my heavy bag and do a bit of boxing and kind of staying active on that. So I love a bit, I'm really into it at the moment. So been obviously with the lockdown and everything else like that, it's just had a time to just do fitness in a different way. So I've been doing a lot of mixed martial arts and kickboxing and jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. So I take a boxing bag and I can get a few rounds in on the desert, on the beach front. Why not? So
if there's any problems on the pitch,
yeah, hey, well, you learn in martial arts, you learn to use it as a defense. But yeah, so if we're defending ourselves, then yeah, damn right, we're going to be looked after. But you learn not to, you don't use that in an aggressive manner normally, any kind of mixed martial arts techniques. So it actually helps you to actually be a lot more composed in a lot of high pressure situations, to be fair. So a lot of the times when discipline. A lot of times when you've seen people on the football pitch and they lose their heads a little bit more, I'm actually normally tend to be quite calm in those situations due to kind of being put in that situation where you're in a bit more of a fury of a fight or a contest where you're one-on-one with someone, for sure.
I seem to remember a Worcester City fullback that body slammed an opponent. He'd been pushed into the advertising boards or something and got up and reacted a little bit badly and body slammed.
Oh, right, yes. I thought you was about to reference something I had done in my past career, and I was about to say, I was like, I don't remember body slamming anyone.
I'm not that good.
Yes. No, I was going to say.
That would have been the claim to fame, wouldn't it?
I thought you were going to pull up some red card or something then. I was like, oh no, what we did. It does happen. It definitely does happen. Hopefully no one tries that against me. But if you do, hey, it's a chance to display what I've been working on. So there you go.
Brilliant. And a couple more to go. 4 people that you'd take with you to dinner, living or dead, just to sort of pick their brains and find out a little bit more.
Yeah. So give you one living, maybe I'll take Elon Musk at the moment. I'm intrigued with him, everything about the guy and his kind of vision. I like that. So I take Elon Musk. I would take Muhammad Ali for sure. Just amazing man. I take Malcolm X also. Malcolm X is a historical figure. And then who else can we go that's living who I'd like to just chill with and speak with? And we'll finally go, there's so many to choose from. It's so difficult. I'll go for a bit of a musical influence. I'll go for Jay-Z as well. Sean Carter, Jay-Z, yeah, for sure. Good mix there. I think we'll have a good combo. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. And just to finish, a prediction for next season, 21-22.
So as I briefly mentioned, I haven't seen too much of the boys, what we're putting together, and had long, in-depth conversations with Tom really about the goals, and he's not really set that out with the team yet, as far as I know. But just from my own, and coming from a club which I've always aimed to be competing at the top end of this league with any club that I'm at. So I'm going to go top 5. I comfortably want to aim for top 5. I've played in this league enough to know what that takes and, what needs to be done to get there. So, I'll stand on that and say top 5. and I back Tom to bring in the players and everything else, and the fans to get behind us to help us do that. So yeah, I'll go for top 5.
An exciting season ahead. It can be challenging up and around.
It would be amazing. That's what we want to play for sure. That's what we play for, and that's there's no point. And personally, I don't, I can't play the game if I'm not at least trying or competing, or we're aiming for that. So there'll be no talk of sort of mediocrity in the change room. That's for sure.
Oh, that's good to hear, Lewis. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem. Cheers. Thank you.